So this patch we're working on right now is a little over a quarter mile from where the cricket was killed. We've got a spring off to the north of us and an old alfalfa field out to the west of us, and we just aren't attracting the deer the way we used to in the alfalfa, so we just needed something a little bit more attractive, and these brassicas will really do that, especially late season. These brassicas, they especially the turnips, they after a frost they seem to sweeten up a little bit, and some of the varieties we're using here, it takes a temperature of -9°C to stop growth in the plant. So a lot of times by mid-September or third week of September, we'll get a heavy enough frost that our alfalfa is finished, and it desiccates and dies off fairly quickly after that, whereas the brassicas, they'll stay green right till the time when you've got snow cover, and even after there's snow cover, the deer will take for them.
This is one of my favorite parts of hunting whitetail, is the different strategies and the different ways that you can hunt them, and doing the food plots is one of my favorites, just that work that goes into everything. And this spot that we're planting here is actually up from that one that we did in the valley. One of the reasons that we're doing that is because this is a little bit of on the higher travel corridor for them. There's one level down that the deer travel, and so this will be like 50 yards from their major traveling points. We got the spring that runs right here, so they have their water source right close by, and their bedding spot is right down here, which will hopefully get me a few more minutes of shooting light throughout the day. This spot I am truly excited about. This is one that we've been working on for a couple years just to get it to this stage, and this should be the first year that we'll be able to hunt off this. You know, as I'm standing here watching my dad work up this plot, it makes a guy realize how lucky he is to have somebody that has the same amount of love and passion for this part of whitetails as much as I do. I couldn't be doing this without my old man, and it's pretty cool to see him out here. He was more excited, I think, to get out here than I was. And this year my goal is to get my dad in the stand to shoot one of the big whitetail we have here. There's a couple deer that are gonna be on the hit list this year, one of them being Delta, and that'll be pretty much the final buck from that alpha line that we're gonna hunt. He's this year he'll be 6 years old this year. That's the one I want Dad to shoot. That should be our biggest deer this year.
So okay, we've got this disc down now. We'll probably come in with the cultivator and just for the sake of getting it leveled out a little bit better. I think we're going to try a mix of brassicas and alfalfa, and if the alfalfa will catch, that'll be a bonus. We're a little late in the year for that to be established enough so it doesn't winter kill, but we'll give that a try. We've got a big enough area here that we can back off on the brassicas a bit and still have a fair bit of forage for the deer here. We're back at this plot that we disked up the other day. We let it settle a little bit. We're going to go in with the with the cultivator now that sod has rotted a little bit more now. We'll give it a working with the cultivator and try and level it up a little bit so we can get a little bit better job of seeding here.
Now I'm sure some of you are wondering, why aren't I behind the wheel of the tractor? Well, as my dad always used to say to me, sure do love you, son, but you're hard on equipment. I'm not allowed to drive it. You know, I had somebody say to me, it's a lot of work you guys put into whitetail, and you're darn right, we do put a ton of work into it, but it's what we do. Like we raise cattle and we hunt whitetail. That's what we do here, and what else would we be doing? We want to give our deer the best chance in these Canadian winters and give ourselves the best chance at killing these big whitetails. And sometimes this is just what you have to do. We're in an area that's heavily hunted, but we are able to keep our deer here. And this is what you have to do sometimes. A lot of work, but high reward. So Dad's all finished up working the brassicas in here. He's on his way back to the main field with the cultivator, and I am going to be planting some corn rows with my mom's garden tiller. And I'm no gardener, but that thing sucks. We need something a little bit better than that. But what I'm going to be doing, this is the first year that I've ever done this, is I'm adding corn rows in front of where my stands are going to be. Now, for my thought process with this is it's going to make a little bit more noise that the deer will get used to, so I can get away with a little bit more movement. And I'm going to put it in spots so that I dictate where they come out into the field. Because where we're at right here, there's not really any bush that we can really push over for the deer, that we want to push over. To make kind of some corral system for them, to make sure they're coming out where we want them. So this is my idea for this, is to put some corn in some areas here thick enough that we can make the deer go where we want them to go. Also getting eaten by mosquitoes. That's great. Doesn't like roots a whole lot. Now, are these lines going to be perfectly straight or uniform? Absolutely not. And I don't care. Yeah, I hope this works. My hands are just getting eaten alive.